everybody. I'm going to show you a program that I've been working on for the past few months. This program connects to Automattic WebUI. I'm going to take you through the process of installing it. You need to go to this, I'll provide the link in the description, but you need to go to this GitHub address. Once you have it installed and set up, you'll have a nice little web interface you can open up and go to and have fun making images. My program does support animations, and I'll make a separate video on that later. It's super easy. Literally, you just click a button. It's not hard at all. But I kind of want to explain how I came up with this idea because I go about it a slightly different way than normal. These are some of the other images. It can generate non-anime images perfectly fine. I am a bit partial to anime images because I just absolutely love the artistic value of anime. But you'll see on this page non-anime images too. My program doesn't have to connect to a local Stable Diffusion. It can definitely connect to Stable Diffusion when remotely. So I actually rendered this completely directly. And I told it, hey, give me an image of a landscape. And this is what my program did. Here's an image of a landscape. I said, hey, give me an image of a room. I actually really like this. It's just, it has a tremendous amount of detail. It's definitely one of my favorite images. You can see I also rendered it directly very wide, taking advantage of the vast AI GPU I was renting. And I said, hey, princess in front of a castle. And it did that. And I said, hey, give me and just a random image. I don't know, you pick. I don't know, just throw keywords together. Now, to give you an example of a this is rendered using the Stable Diffusion 1.4 model. It's like a boxcar. It looks kind of nice. And I decided to just like, hey, throw me an image of a room. But I used, again, the 1.4 model, so this is going to come out more realistic. I like it. This is kind of neat. It even adds like a special effects down here. I like it. You never really know what images you're going to get. It's completely random. And so I've had a lot of people say it's addicting. You ask it to make 5 random images. It makes 5 random images and you're like, oh, these are so good. You spend a while studying and looking over the images and you're like, oh, I want 5 more images. I have to get 5 more images. And so you'll make 5 more and you'll like, oh, these are so good as well. I have to get 5 more images. And then before you know it, you've made 500 images and sunk in several hours to this program. Just a forewarning. This is really important. It will not work if you don't do this. You have to launch Stable Diffusion with the -- API flag. And I can show you. Here's what I mean. If you go into your Stable Diffusion folder, you'll see a file. Where is it? It's been forever since I've been digging around in here. I believe for Windows, it's WebUI user.bat. Confusingly, for any other platform, it is WebUI.sh. You'll see in here -- API flag. Very important to include that. I have installation instructions down here. So we are going to use how to install with Git. Before we do that, let's go ahead and open Stable Diffusion. This is the latest version at the time of this video, so it should work. I do disadvise doing automatic updates, only because some of these updates can be pretty breaking. Now you see it's running. After you do the -- API flag, you are going to have to install NodeJS. The version number doesn't really matter. Head on over here, and I can provide a link in the description to nodejs.org. I usually just like pick the latest features. Once you got Automattic1111 fully set up and configured, once you have it running with the -- API flag, how I showed you, once you have Node.js installed, you're ready to go. We go down here and we copy these commands, go up here, we paste those commands in. This will install it and it will run it. Now, after you do a fresh install, this is what you're going to see. 0 keywords, 0 images. Please make some images by clicking new. And you can see you have a lot of options right here. I'm not going to explain all this in detail. I can do that at a later video. But in short, full dynamic prompts means these will generate a themed prompt. It's really simple. It's called full because it doesn't need anything other than this. You can add extra stuff, but you don't have to. Let's do a landscape. Landscapes are nice. So you click landscape, boom, done. By default, it's going to generate a 512 by 512 image. Let's click generate. Let's see what it does. You can see it's just about done. This is an example of what I can make. This is a gorgeous image. And you can see we have the actual prompt right here. These are all the randomly generated keywords. Then sometimes it will add FX keywords, and these are those. And sometimes it will add artist keywords, so this is what this is. You'll also notice that it takes advantage of various stable diffusion advanced prompting that you may not know about. This is pretty common. This de-emphasizes village. Over here, you can see that it randomly decided to do this. What this means is for the first 4 steps, it will add palm trees. Then after 4 steps, it will swap out palm trees for apricot tree. So you'll get this weird mixture between palm trees and apricot trees. It happens pretty early in the generation of the image. But let's take a look at it in detail. This is just gorgeous. I love the fog. I love the water. I love the mountains. This is just absolutely beautiful. Over here, you can see the time and day of the image. You can see this is a base image. There's other kinds of images, and it will be covered in future videos. The model hash. Now, unfortunately, Stable Diffusion does not give my program the model that you are using. So, unfortunately, all I get is the hash. This is the seed number, the size, the sampler, all this information about it. Over here is a bit interesting. You can see the keyword cloud. The more images you generate, the more these will vary in size. It's very interesting. So over here you have a lot of options here. You can make variations, you can upscale, you can make animations, download it, you can do all sorts of stuff with this. There's quite a lot more to the program with different animations and variations, different kinds of random generations that you can do. But overall, I really hope that you enjoy this program. Bye.